On this video, we'll be showing you how to use Vida's template system to create an agent that will screen your calls and transfer during business hours. In order to do that, we're going to use the transfer agent template. Now, this agent basically does two things. One, during business hours, it's going to transfer calls to the phone number that you specify. And two, after hours, it'll take a message and send a notification to the email address that you specify. So for Vida's template process, we'll have you answer a series of questions, and then we'll generate the agent based on your answers. So the name of the business, we're going to use my example, Rain Tanks Direct. We'll also input the web address. This is gives the agent the ability to read your website, and then the information about your products and services on the website will be retrievable and known by the agent. Now, this is the verbatim greeting that your agent is going to say when they pick up the phone. So you can write in here exactly what you'd like the agent to say. In my case, thank you for calling Rain Tanks Direct. How may I help you? This question allows you to give some customization with regard to how the agent refers to the human team members. So you may just call them team members or customer service representatives or specialists or consultants or estimators, whatever makes sense for your particular business or for the function of this particular phone line. I'll just call them representatives. Here, we're going to define the business hours. And keep in mind, this is the business hours. Effectively, it's also going to be the transfer hours. So the agent will transfer calls to you only during these hours. And you can input them into a format. As long as it makes sense to a human, it should make sense to the AI just fine. Now, this is going to be the reasons that we allow for a transfer. It can be as simple as saying the caller asked to speak to somebody, or it can be more complicated, like, are they an existing customer? Is this call about an existing project? Things like that. So what I'll say, expecting a delivery. If they're expecting a delivery, we'll say today, and they need to speak to someone. This will be the condition under which they get transferred. Under all other conditions, we will take a message and send it to the office. So then before we go ahead and transfer, this is going to give you the ability to ask questions dynamically. The basic questions will always be included are the name and phone number. If you want to include other information like what is the delivery address, then you can go ahead and insert that there. You can also say something like, are you a current customer? And then follow it up with, if they are a current customer, ask for their customer number. And then that will ask that third question only if they answered appropriately in the second question. The notification email address is going to be the address that gets notified with the outcome of the call, a summary of the call, a transcript of the call, and a link to the recording of the call. The transfer phone number is going to be the phone number that the agent transfers to upon successful completion. And now we have generated the agent. There's just a few more steps that get you going and live. First, we can choose the voice. I found that it's personal preference. I tend to like the voices on the lower half of the list, personally. We've got that. We're going to select our time zone. And now the agent is ready to test. I encourage you to do that. The final step will be to add a phone number to the agent. And then we will forward the business phone to this number in order to get the agent to pick up. If you have any questions about this or anything else that Vida is capable of, feel free to send me an email. It's just aaron@vida.io. Thanks a lot.